Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
So these are some of the terminologies which we have discussed on 9th and June. Attendance is going very low, so today we will continue with the terminology further. Let me check out how many students are there. 15 students, good. So resonance is the next term. Before this, you can check out the video corresponding to 9th of June, which I have already uploaded into the YouTube channel. And resonance, as we know, is in physics, you might have studied in your school days that whenever the frequency of one system matches with the frequency of another system, then resonance comes. Similarly, if we talk of machine foundation, whatever vibration is there into the machine and whatever vibration we are having into the foundation block, if both the vibration, the frequency of vibration matches with each other, that will be called as resonance. And we have to avoid the resonance that will bring more amplitude and it will cause more destruction. Damping, as we know, it is a resistance to motion. Whatever material properties are there into the system, if your machine foundation is of RCC, then the resistance to motion will be different depending upon the stiffness of the RCC. If your machine foundation is of steel, then depending upon the steel material, the damping will be there. That means resistance to motion. अगर आपका मटेरियल वुड है तो स्टिफनेस कंक्रीट का, कंपोजिट का, आरसीसी का सबका डिफरेंट होता है. So that will correlate with its resistance and that will give us the damping.
सर जो ये स्टील वाला स्ट्रक्चर होगा ये तो इसमें डिस्ट्रक्शन कम ही होगी रेजोनेंस की वजह से.
No, it actually you cannot correlate. It depends upon the vibration of the machine system. जो उसकी stiffness है, उसकी स्टिफनेस को, उसके वाइब्रेशन मोशन को आपने फाउंडेशन ब्लॉक के वाइब्रेशन से मैच नहीं होने देना है. That is why it is called as design.
डिस्ट्रक्शन तो कम ही होनी चाहिए ना फिर उसमें स्टील वाले में.
Yes, it will be there because the damping is going to be more.
या सर
But
रेजिस्टेंस ज्यादा मिलेगा ना उसको.
but let's see when we will discuss. जब हम इसको नीचे अभी जो हमारा कंपोनेंट आ रहा है इसमें डिस्कस करेंगे तब आपको समझ में आएगा कि हम क्या डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. It does not only depends upon the material. If we talk of earthquake, say it is a kind of earthquake. शॉर्ट स्ट्रक्चर्स जहां पे एपिसेंटर होता है वहां पे फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन हाई होता है. So this you might have studied in earthquake engineering. So there the high rise buildings are not at risk. Their short structures are at risk. The reason being the frequency content of short structures, 1 story or 2 story, is quite high as compared to high rise structures where the frequency content is very low. So there is no resonance between the ground motion at epicenter as compared to the high rise building very close to epicenter. और जब हम एपिसेंटर से दूर जाते जाते हैं तो फ्रीक्वेंसी कंटेंट रिड्यूस होता जाता है और वो मैच करता है हाई राइज बिल्डिंग के साथ. तो जितना एपिसेंटर से बिल्डिंग ज्यादा दूर होगी उतने ही ज्यादा उसके डैमेज होने के चांसेस ज्यादा हैं. इसी तरह से द सेम हैपेंड इन 1986 मैक्सिको अर्थक्वेक. द डैमेज वाज नॉट देयर इन मैक्सिको, द डैमेज वाज देयर इन साउथ अमेरिका, approximately 2000 miles away from epicenter, because there was a resonance, there was matching of the frequency content. इसलिए आप इसको सिंपली ऐसा नहीं कह सकते कि अगर स्टील है तो वो ज्यादा सेफ है. स्टील इज गोइंग टू बी क्वाइट स्टिफ. So if it is going to be quite safe, the only thing which is positive about steel is that it is ductile material. Other than this, it has to be designed as per the vibration content of the machine. Now, degree of freedom. What is degree of freedom? Degree of freedom means that हमारे हर एक उसमें हर नोड पे 6 degrees of freedom होते हैं. 3 translation motion and 3 rotational components. X, Y and Z. These are 3 translation motions. X के along जो rotation होता है that is 4th component. Y axis के corresponding जो rotation होता है that is the 5th component. And the Z component के about जो rotation होता है that is the 6th component. That means we have got these 6 degrees of freedom. Now, how many degrees of freedom you are allowing, or for how many degrees of freedom you are assuming your structure or your machine foundation to be designed, that will defined or that will be called as degree of freedom for which you are going to design. The number of independent coordinates required to describe the motion of a system is called the degree of freedom. Now you can see here, this is a fixed part and you have got a spring here and this is a mass and a Z is written here. That is, this Z describes the, this Z downward describes the allowed motion. We are not allowing any other motion, left, right, up, down, rotation. कोई और rotation आपको इसमें नजर आ रहा है? नहीं आ रहा है. So it is the Z component. That means we are allowing single translation motion to this system. This is called as idealized degree of freedom system. अब इसमें जो आप मास है, अगर आप एक बिल्डिंग के उसमें देखेंगे उसको, if you want to correlate this particular system with a building, तो मास क्या है? अगर आपकी 5 स्टोरी की बिल्डिंग है, सबको ऐड कर दोगे तो मास हो गया, वो m हो गया. ये स्प्रिंग क्या है? स्प्रिंग इज द टोटल कंबाइंड स्टिफनेस ऑफ द कॉलम. अगर हम मशीन फाउंडेशन की बात करें, कई बार मशीन फाउंडेशन जैसा हमने ऊपर देखा, This is a kind of machine foundation which is a combination of frame system. It has got columns, it has got slab, it has got a square beam system. So this is actually a spring system. And this is your mass. This is mass. And this is your spring system. And this is your end condition, which is fixed. Now, you can evaluate based upon certain formulas. You can evaluate the stiffness of the columns of this machine foundation. That will give you, if it is K1, if it is K1, it is K2. This K1 is the stiffness of the left spring and K2 is the stiffness of the right spring. तो क्या हम इसको springs in parallel की तरह ऐड कर सकते हैं? आपने 11th और 12th क्लास में पढ़ा होगा. Springs in parallel और springs in series पढ़ा है? आपने न्यूमेरिकल भी सॉल्व किया होगा बोर्ड के एग्जाम में. I hope you have done it. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we can simply add this stiffness. This is called as K is denominate stiffness. So we can simply add this total. K is equal to K1 plus K2. अगर ये आपको इसमें एक और फ्लोर होता, इसके ऊपर एक और फ्लोर होता, that would have been springs in series. But this is springs in parallel. So we are using the same formula. We are going to add, and that will give us the total stiffness K, which we are going to use here. And what is the degree of freedom allowed? Only one, that is Z. And if I am going to add in this direction, usually जब हम machine foundation की बात करते हैं तो lateral component हमें लेना ही पड़ता है. Horizontal component is always there into the picture because अगर हम building की बात करें तो building में हमारा 1 degree of freedom से काम चल जाता है. We can idealize a complete building into 1 degree of freedom system. But if we talk of machine foundation, we have to take at least 3 degree of freedom systems. One horizontal component, one perpendicular distance, that is X and Z, and the third one is the rotational component about X-axis. So these three are actually maximum mandatory, which gives us the maximum idealized behavior of a machine foundation. Now here again we are just allowing the displacement in one direction, but we have got actually two masses. So we will call it as multiple degree of freedom system. यहाँ पे मास एक नहीं है, मास दो हैं. So it will, in a different way, it will be converted as a multiple degree of freedom system. Now modes of vibration. Principal modes of vibration. What are modes of vibration is that जब आप vibration analysis करते हो किसी machine foundation का, जब मशीन को आप रोटेट करते हो उसमें से जो आपके पास फोर्सेस आती हैं, मोमेंट्स आते हैं, those forces and moments are transferred to the machine foundation at the anchorage points. अगर आपने उसको नट बोल्ट से कसा है, 4 आपने बोल्ट लिए हैं, so those axial forces and moments are transferred to those nuts and bolts. Now those will transfer that particular axial load and moment into that machine foundation. So when you analyze that machine foundation, you do modal analysis. In that modal analysis, जितने भी modes आप allow करोगे, अगर आपने 50 modes allow करे frequency, that is if it is a building, first mode is going to be like this, second mode is going to be like this, and third mode is going to be like this. So similarly, we have got, if you have excited first 10 modes, that will be having different mass contributions. इसमें हम आगे देखेंगे, इसमें आगे आपको फॉर्मूला मिलेगा यहाँ पर मास पिक्चर में आ गया. So this is the formula. K omega is equal to under root K upon M. K is the stiffness matrices or stiffness. M is the mass matrices or mass. What is omega? Omega is the frequency which we are supposed to evaluate based upon the vibration component. Now this is free vibration response.
सर ये इक्वेशन कौन सी थी, मोशन वाली?
Yes, equation of motion.
ओके.
Now these are the 6 degrees of freedom. Which I have just explained you. General criteria for design of machine foundations. Now here you can see I have talked about this. This is the rotational component about X. This is a perpendicular motion, and this is not taken because these two components are going to serve our purpose actually into the design. But theoretically all 6 degrees of freedom you have to consider, because जब machine rotate होती है, that is a highly vibratory motion. It is not simple single degree of freedom system as building used to move during earthquake. There should be no possibility of resonance. These are the, you can say, guidelines, a kind of guidelines for the design. Resonance should not be there. Amplitude under service condition should be within the permissible limits. जैसा हमने कल बात करी थी, simple harmonic motion. There are 3 kinds of motion: simple harmonic motion, impulse motion, and the third one is subsidence, which we have discussed.
सर इम्पल्स वाला किस में आता है यहाँ पे?
Just a minute. These are the 3 conditions: 1, 2, and 3. Third one is high speed machines, where actually it is very difficult for you have to quantify the vibration motion. That is in the second. Impulse and impact. The first one is where we are correlated. It is the first one, simple harmonic motion. क्योंकि क्या होता है कि machines में usually it is a periodic motion. उसका जो RPM है वो फिक्स रहता है. उसका RPM फिक्स है तो उसका जो साइनसॉइडल कर्व बनेगा वो सेम बनता है. It repeats itself. So that is why it is like that. The combined center of gravity of the machine and the foundation should be on the vertical line passing through the center of gravity of the base plane. So center of gravity of the machine and the center of gravity of the machine foundation should be coincident. This is the third one. Amplitude should be limited, should fall within the permissible limit. What is amplitude? जब हम साइनसॉइडल कर्व बनाते हैं तो जो आपका ये है ये एम्पलीट्यूड है. Am I right? And in case of theory of vibration, जो आपका maximum displacement आता है, it is a few millimeters or maximum 5 millimeter or 1 centimeter. It does not go to 1 centimeter even. 4 to 5 millimeter, that is the amplitude of a machine which we quantify in lateral. अगर आप इस डायरेक्शन में क्वांटिफाई कर रहे हो तो इट विल बी द हॉरिजॉन्टल डिस्प्ले मैक्सिमम डिस्प्लेसमेंट. अगर आप इस डायरेक्शन में उसको क्वांटिफाई कर रहे हो वर्टिकल में, सो दैट विल बी वर्टिकल मैक्सिमम डिस्प्लेसमेंट. दैट विल बी एम्पलीट्यूड. Machine foundation should be taken to a lower level than the level of foundation of the adjacent building and should be properly separated. So it is a kind of when we used to do it in workshops, so we take it to the lower level just to make the thing that there is the restricted, there is a constraint of fixity. The vibrations induced should neither be annoying to the persons or detrimental to other structures. That means जो आपका vibration response आ रहा है, frequency, basically it is a frequency omega. जो आपका ओमेगा निकल के आ रहा है, वो ओमेगा के अकॉर्डिंग आप फाउंडेशन अगर आप डिजाइन करते हो and you are a little bit conservative, so in that case it will be able to easily mitigate the noise and there will not be any disturbance to the surrounding environment. The depth of the groundwater table should be at least 1/4 of the width of the foundation below the base plane. Now this is a kind of the best idealized system, although we have got only 1 degree of freedom system here represented. So this is to explain you, but yes please.
सर जो ये इम्पल्स मोशन था ना, ये कैसे एक्ट करता है मशीन फाउंडेशन में, थोड़ा सा बता दो जरा।
इम्पल्स अभी मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया ना, वो हार्मोनिक मोशन रहता है उसमें, जैसे आई विल रीड इट आउट अगेन फॉर यू. These are the 3 categories. आप डे बिफोर यस्टरडे प्रेजेंट थे क्लास में? नहीं थे ना प्रेजेंट?
यस सर, वही समझ नहीं आ रहा है मेरे को इम्पल्स को, बाकी तो समझ आ गया सर.
नहीं, इट इज सी impulse and impact are very close.
लक्ष्य होती है तो इसमें
जैसे मैंने प्रिंटिंग मशीन का एग्जांपल दिया था 9th of June को, उस दिन आप एब्सेंट थे. प्रिंटिंग मशीन जो है, when it punches like this onto, that is also a machine and that also requires a machine foundation, but it is not vibrating like this, or it is not, it is impacting the a surface beneath. So it is an impact behavior. So similarly, we have got system, we have got reciprocating engines, where the motion is repeating. So you can quantify impulse close to impact. Okay. It is very difficult to design that type of systems.
Yes.
Whenever you are going to design according to the harmonic motion, and you keep the factors onto the conservative side, that means and stresses within the permissible limit. अगर आप उसको कंजर्वेटिव डिजाइन करते हो और जो मटेरियल के स्ट्रेसेस हैं वो परमिसिबल लिमिट्स में रहते हैं, that means you have been able to design properly for impact load also. So for this type of system, we are going to formulate an equation. What happens when we have got a mass and that mass is vibrating and we have got a stiffness which is supporting that mass, and we want to evaluate a frequency of motion through an equation of motion formulated by us. So in that case, we derive and we come to a conclusion based upon, you can see it is an equation of simple harmonic motion. These A and B are arbitrary constants, and omega n is written here, that is circular natural frequency of the system. And after all this, what we are able to finally achieve is this omega n is equal to under root k upon m. This is the equation you should know. So अगर आपको ये वाली इक्वेशन पता है, इसमें आपने, then you can derive it easily. And it may be noted that greater the mass m, the smaller is the frequency. So whatever values, questions and answer, most of them are based upon omega n is equal to under root k upon m. तो अगर आपका मास बढ़ता जाएगा तो आपका डिनोमिनेटर बढ़ता जाएगा. डिनोमिनेटर बढ़ने का मतलब है आपका ओवरऑल जो न्यूमरेटर है वो रिड्यूस हो गया है. दैट मीन्स आपकी फ्रीक्वेंसी रिड्यूस हो रही है. तो मशीन फॉर द सेम सपोर्ट सिस्टम, if your machine is heavy, then its frequency is going to reduce. It will be, if it was earlier, it was like this, then it will be vibrating like this. Okay. And this, as we know, time period is the number of cycles completed per 1 second. So Fn is the natural frequency in cycles per second, where it is omega n is equal to 2 pi into f. So if somebody asks you what is how you are going to denote the natural circular frequency of the machine foundation vibration, then you can simply write it omega n upon 2 pi. Now omega n, you know, it is under root k upon m. तो अगर हमको टाइम पीरियड निकालना है, टाइम पीरियड का फॉर्मूला आपको याद होना चाहिए. अगर आपको टाइम पीरियड का फॉर्मूला याद है तो फ्रीक्वेंसी अपने आप निकल जाएगी. कैसे? अगर आपको टाइम पीरियड पता है तो फ्रीक्वेंसी, व्हाट इज फ्रीक्वेंसी? दैट इज 1 अपॉन f. It is inverse of the time period. So time period is 2 pi under root k upon m. तो आपको ये वाला याद रखना है, तो आपको फ्रीक्वेंसी अपने आप बता सकते हो, सर्कुलर नेचुरल फ्रीक्वेंसी. Now the types of vibration. This is undamped vibration because हमने यहाँ पे डैशपॉट नहीं लिया है. This is the typical representation of the equation of motion. This is undamped vibration. इसमें डैम्पिंग बिल्कुल नहीं है. C जो है हमारा वो 0 है. यहाँ पर हमने इस इक्वेशन में Z इज इक्वल टू दिस A cos ओमेगा एन टी प्लस B sin ओमेगा एन टी में डैम्पिंग नहीं कंसिडर किया है. Now here you can see we have considered C here. So this becomes the damped vibration equation. So this is how it is going to be damped. If you are not going to consider the damping of the system, then it is going to continue infinitely. But every system has its own intrinsic stiffness. Steel has got its own stiffness. Wood has got its own stiffness. Concrete, plain concrete has got its own stiffness. Reinforced concrete has got its own stiffness. That K value of the stiffness corresponding to the material is going to define the damping of the system. Masonry is having 10%, RCC having 5%. So it is given in IS codes also. So I will share it with you, although it might be mentioned here also. So using this damping component here, earlier what was there? Only M and K was there. Here we are having M d square Z upon dt square plus kz with differentiation with time. Because we are studying dynamics, so that is why we are using differentiation with time, plus kz is equal to 0. This is free vibration response. It is not a forced vibration response. Now here, because that is why it is equal to 0. अगर ये forced vibration response होता, हमने force लगाई होती इसके ऊपर, ये मास को मूव करने के लिए, अगर मैं यहाँ पर इसको force लगाता हूँ, that will be is equal to F, but it is equal to 0 because it is free vibration response. Now we are introducing a new constant which is damping. So every system, that is why the dashpot has been introduced here now. अगर ये dashpot को हम हटा देंगे तो it will again become free vibration undamped response. But जब हम damping introduce कर रहे हैं, so the dashpot will be introduced here. So accordingly we will be having a derivation. We can derive it similar to the quadratic equation to find out the frequency response of the same system under damping condition. Omega and natural frequency D is equal to damping factor. that is C is equal to C, and Cc is a critical damping, which is equal to 2 under root m upon k. It will again depend upon, as I have told, depending upon the material. If D is greater than 1, this is, let us go through a little bit more onto this. If D, that is the damping factor, is going to be greater than 1, the system is overdamped. The system is overdamped. That means it will come to its rest position very early. And the motion is not periodic. It is not periodic because there will be a change in the curve. If D is equal to 1, if D is equal to 1, the system is critically damped. Critically damped means it is very close to the actual damping of the system by virtue of its material. It is very close to it. So when D is equal to 1, and which also gives a periodic motion, if D is less than 1, then it will take more time to come to the rest. So if you are evaluating vibration response of a machine foundation, तो मशीन को एक बार आरपीएम देने के बाद अगर हम इन 3 कैटेगरीज में उसको क्वांटिफाई करें तो डी लेस देन 1 में इट विल कम टू रेस्ट इन द मैक्सिमम टाइम. Only underdamped systems are of practical importance. This line is very important. Only underdamped systems are of practical importance in the design of machine foundations, because this is the case we consider for the design purposes. Underdamped system where D is less than 1, because this case exists, it happens. D greater than 1, it is very rare and we don't support that. So we want an amplitude adjusted machine to be coming at rest with the stresses to be in the permissible limits. अगर आपका D बहुत greater than 1 है, damping बहुत ज़्यादा है, system बहुत जल्दी rest पे आ रहा है, so it can damage your foundation, it can damage to any structural element or any corner due to highly induced stresses. Forced vibration response. Now you can see we have got Ft here. It is not is equal to 0 here, it is Ft. Now you can also see here it is in vertical direction. This is in vertical direction. It can also be in this direction also. It can be any direction. It can vertical also, it can horizontal also, it can be perpendicular to the screen also. But the only thing is that it is a forced vibration Ft. Ft, T is in the bracket, that means force is varying with the time, which is similar to earthquake force. Earthquake force में क्या होता है? जो acceleration ground motion है, that is varying with the time. So for this, the equation remains same with the damping being introduced. Damping has been introduced because if you are analyzing and evaluating a damped system, the dashpot has to be introduced. And this is the type of response we will be having even under case of forced vibration. Now it is simply F0 sin omega t. तो अगर आपको फोर्स्ड वाइब्रेशन रिस्पॉन्स की इक्वेशन लिखने को कहा जाए और अ लिटिल बिट एक्सपोनेंशियल फॉर्म में एक्सप्लेन करने को कहा जाए, so it will be F0 sin omega t. You can explain it with the roots coming like this. This will be the final equation. The first part of the solution is transient and dies out after some time. The second part is steady state response, which continues for a longer duration. The first part is a transient part which comes to rest earlier. So this becomes our final equation with omega and again under root k upon m, and d is equal to the damping factor can be evaluated using c upon 2 under root km. Vibration analysis of a machine foundation. Although this is important because whatever we have seen earlier, it is you can say the foundation to understanding the vibration analysis of a machine foundation. What are the things required to be kept in mind and what are the things we can ignore? Although machine foundation has 6 degrees of freedom, it is assumed to have a single degree of freedom for a simplified analysis. But हम उसको बिल्कुल simplified analysis नहीं ले सकते. That is only translation motion. जो हमारा horizontal translation motion होता है उसको हम अगर सिर्फ consider करके analysis करते हैं, it becomes easy and simpler to do it manually. But a rotational component has to be considered if we want to properly transfer the moment being generated out of that rotation component into the machine foundation. This is the condition we do have. This is the machine and this is the machine foundation and this is the soil reaction we are getting from the bottom, and this can actually change from author to author and researcher to researcher, whether it is going to be circular, it is going to be rectangular, how far from the center of gravity of the machine foundation this pressure bulb is going to be there, whether it is going to be half a meter, it is going to be 1 meter, it will depend upon different analysis and researches. The mass mf of the system lumps together. Lumps means हम क्या करते हैं, अगर हमारी मशीन के 10 या 15 पार्ट हैं तो आप उन सभी पार्ट्स को, रोटेटरी पार्ट्स को अलग अलग तो कंसीडर नहीं कर सकते. So we make one mass m, we lump together the mass and we declare one center of gravity of that mass, and we do our analysis according to that one value of the mass m and one center of gravity about which the rotation component will be active, and the moment is going to be assumed to be transferred to the machine foundation in that case. So K is going to be there. Coefficient C, that is the damping coefficient, is going to be there, same as we have discussed earlier. Determination of the parameters, mass m, when a machine vibrates some portion of the supporting soil mass also vibrates. The vibration soil mass is known as participating mass or in the phase soil mass, but this is only in machine foundation. Other than that हम कभी भी soil mass को participating mass में consider नहीं करते. पर machine foundation के design में whatever mass is included into the vibration response from underneath is considered as a contributing or participating mass into the vibration response. Therefore, the total mass of the system is equal to the mass of the foundation block machine MF, that is MF. F is given, that means foundation, and MS. S means the soil mass. MF plus MS is equal to M. which is the total mass of the system. This you are going to put into the equation to find out the vibration response. Then spring stiffness. अब आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हो, हमने एग्जाम्पल लिया था पहले. This type of frame system का. In this type of frame system, you have got two separate systems, which has got some height. So what happens? You might be knowing axial stiffness आपको पता है, slenderness ratio आपको पता है, जहां पर भी height picture में आती है. So again, even in case of axial stiffness, what is the formula for finding out the axial stiffness? Munish Kumar. मुनीश, एक्सियल स्टिफनेस निकालने का फॉर्मूला क्या है? स्ट्रक्चरल एनालिसिस 2 में आप लोगों ने पढ़ा है, सभी लोगों ने. सौरभ, what is the formula to find out the axial stiffness of a column? AE upon L. AE upon L. A is the area of cross-sectional area of the column. E is the modulus of elasticity. L is the length of the column. So L is coming into picture here, but here in machine foundation you can see how much stiff it is. It is a very highly stiff foundation block. So if we have to evaluate so much rigid foundation block where L is very small, let us say 0.75 meters, 700 mm or 750 mm. So you can assume how much rise will be there into the value of K. So that is why there are going to be the difference. Spring stiffness K depends upon the type of soil, amendment of the foundation block. So what actually happens, we don't consider जो फाउंडेशन ब्लॉक के नीचे सॉइल है उसको हम स्प्रिंग्स में कन्वर्ट करते हैं. इट इज कन्वर्टेड समथिंग लाइक दिस. Why actually we consider springs for the soil mass? Can any student answer? Student, can you see the screen? Ravinder
Yes.
Bhau.
Yes, sir.
Saurabh, what is the answer? Why do we use springs for the soil mass?
सर आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Why do we use springs for idealizing the soil mass for machine foundation design? हम soil mass को as a spring idealize करते हैं और उसके बाद because this we take this as a stiffness, soil mass का stiffness अलग consider करते हैं और foundation block का जो RCC का block है उसका stiffness अलग consider करके उसको series में add करते हैं. Okay, Saurabh?
Okay, sir.
But my question is that why do we take the springs for soil mass? Because even the soil mass do have stiffness. That is why the reaction will go. इसमें अगर हम बिल्डिंग की बात करें तो बिल्डिंग में भी क्योंकि अर्थक्वेक के टाइम एक्सेलरेशन सॉइल के थ्रू आता है तो उसमें भी सॉइल स्ट्रक्चर इंटरेक्शन हम कंसीडर करते हैं. यहाँ पे सॉइल फाउंडेशन इंटरेक्शन हम कंसीडर करते हैं फाउंडेशन का स्प्रिंग कांस्टेंट लेके और सॉइल का स्प्रिंग कांस्टेंट लेके इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्टिफनेस. And it can simply, you can see here again, it has been written K is equal to AE upon L. The following methods are commonly used for finding out the spring stiffness K. It depends upon type of soil, amendment of the foundation block, contact area and the contact pressure distribution. So these are the 4 parameters on which the K value depends, because everything is going to be dependent upon the value of K. अगर K की वैल्यू आपने ठीक से निकाली है, दैट मीन्स सॉइल और फाउंडेशन के बीच का जो इंट्रैक्शन है वो आपने ठीक से निकाला है तो इट विल बी करेक्ट. And it will be evaluated based upon the laboratory test where you can do the testing work based upon the Poisson ratio all and all. जो ट्रांसलेशन आपका Poisson ratio that the lateral strain to longitudinal strain के बेसिस पे जो फाउंडेशन ब्लॉक में एक्सपेंशन होगा दोनों लेटरल डायरेक्शन में, that will give the Poisson ratio from actual experimental test. So from there you can find out the value of K based upon AE upon L. So then plate load test we have got. A repeated plate load test is conducted and stiffness of the soil is found out. These all methods are based upon the testing work to find out the K value. तो पहले आप टेस्टिंग करोगे, टेस्टिंग करने के बाद जो आपके पास इक्वेशन या फॉर्मूला अवेलेबल है उसमें आप जो भी आपके पास आउटकम आए हैं टेस्टिंग से उसको आप डाल के K वैल्यू फाइनली निकालोगे डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द type of test you are using. If you are using resonance test, where we have got F directly omega n upon 2 pi. So here K is there, M is there. M आपको पता है, K is unknown. From there you can find out the K value. Okay, for the time being we will finish our class here. Tomorrow again I will take an extra class for approximately 1 to 1.5 hours.